Mm. Bum, 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 bum. I think we're going to be live in 2 seconds, which means we're probably live now. All right. There I be. I'm live. Okay, a couple of things. I started a little early just so I can get some of the stuff in, and as we get closer, we'll get right into the game. I've been promising to do some... Helen Adams is here. Life is good. I am protected now from all the evils of the internet. What more can one man want? Couple things. I was going to do some live painting, but I pushed that off to get a couple more things in, and I'll tell you why. I've been promising live wargaming since the beginning of the year, and I've been waiting to get everything squared away so I can actually do this. So, guess what? I can do it. So we are doing 3 war games over the next week. They're things that I promised, and I promised to people, and that's what I want to do. First of all, today we are doing Mark Walker's The Battle of Kursk. I'm going to explain the games as we go. They're easy. You're going to find that you're going to want to run out and get these games. See, the dogs are even excited about it. Number 2, we are going to be doing the new Warfighter game for Dan Verzen, another masterpiece, which I spent half the weekend making sure I have it down, and it is absolutely glorious. Number 3, Heroes of Normandy from Lock and Load. I promised it to them. I promised it to you. We're going to get it done. In 10 days, we're going to get that done. There's going to be a lot of live events over the next 10 days. What the heck is that? Get down. There's a bug. The lights are overflowing amazing in bulb form. I don't even know what that means. The lights are burning my eyes. Okay, let them burn your eyes because we're not going to be looking at me for too long. We are actually going to be talking, we're going to be playing a game. So, unfortunately, guess what? I can do this. There you go. Oh, is that better? Okay. The whole point is I'm going to turn that back on so we have enough light showing the game. But it's just the way I have things set up. You know, I have to have certain lights in certain place. Okay, so that takes care of that. Next Friday is the 4th. Shut those dogs up! Next Friday is actually the start of our 4th year. Oh, the dishwasher's guy here. Well, there you go. I just got yelled at. The queen just yelled at me because our dishwasher broke. So, see, you can never... This is real life. This is the way it goes. The dogs went crazy because the dishwasher guy is here to fix our dishwasher. Listen, we don't start till 4:30, so it's just it's the glare of that skull. Lance, grow up. Go find somebody else to bother. Or else I'll come on the Alaboom and I will just do the tiger the entire night. The thing is anyways, the dishwasher guy's here, so that's why the dogs were barking. We start our 4th year on Friday. So on Friday, we are actually going to be doing a montage of the last 4 years. So I'm really excited for that. So we're going to do that. And then on Sunday, of course, we are going to be talking about our fourth year a little bit and some of the things that going forward, how far we've come, and I've got a lot to say about that, and how far we have fallen behind too. But anyways, we're here to play this game. This is the first war game that we've been promising. A live War and Pieces, and here we go. You're really going to enjoy this. Mark Walker is a genius, and you're going to absolutely love what he's done with this. Without further ado, nobody wants to see me. Let's go down to the table and take a look. Now, I'm going to zoom this in, but what I wanted to show you is the scenario that we are going to be running here. The scenario that we're going to be running is the first scenario. It is a basic scenario, and I plan on doing a couple of scenarios from this game. I really think this is a game that you guys are really going to enjoy. So this took place in July 4th, 1943. The elements of the Grossdeutschland Panzergrenadier Division moved forward with orders to take the high ground. Now, here's the Red Army. They are here to defend this hill. Here we have a couple of tracks. We have 4 tracks with carrying infantry, and then we have 2 stacks of infantry. Now, the limit here is always 2 stacks. You can have a track with an infantry, or you can have 2 tracks, or you can have 2 infantry. Those are the stacking limits at all time for this game. Now, a number that you need to remember is that the Germans have a morale of 5. Now, for this particular, normally the Russians would have a morale of 3, but for this particular battle, the Russians have a morale of 4. Now, you guys are going to be involved in this. There are 7 turns to this. The Germans have to come up and capture this hill. It looks, you think it would be easy. It's not as easy as it seems because of some of the terrain, where they are, and how they can strike back. And you only have 7 turns to take this. They are double stacked here in the forest. I put them back here because if the Germans come up, this is another higher elevation. This is an elevation. We have forest here. We have rolling hills here. The thing is, even if the Germans get here, they still cannot see because of the elevation here. So we move them back into this area to give the Russians a bit of an adventure. A bit of an advantage. The other thing, there are cards that play into this game. We will show you that on this screen when we talk about turns, how they play out. Okay, over here we have our Battle of Kursk record. And as you can see, we're going to go to this particular turn. Okay. And then from here, we have our fire result tables. We will talk about this when we get closer in and we can see the units a lot better. So I really think that you guys are going to really enjoy how this will all work out. There is a draw action card phase. Okay, so we have these cards. So I am going to put the Russian cards face up, and I'm going to allow you guys to pick which Russian card that you think we should use. So let's take a look at a card and break down what a card actually does. All right, and I think you'll really enjoy this. As you can see, if you are the Russians, you will be able to take the top part of the card. Anything that says any, you can do that at any time of the phase. So this may neglect a card. Now the Russians start with 2 cards. On the bottom is the German thing. So as you can see here, fire and movement. You can use this during fire and movement phase. Now I am not going to show you the Germans cards. I am just going to show you the Russian cards. I'm going to let you guys pick the Russian cards. So the real cool thing is that the Russians start off with 2 cards at the beginning of the game, and the Germans do not get any. And that is just how it goes. Helen, put Lance in timeout, please. And let's see, are we missing anything else? Oh, the Germans start turn 1 with initiative. And again, like I said, the Soviet morale is 4 when on the hill. If they're not on the hill, Soviets start with 2 cards. The German players start with no cards. After the first turn, guess what? Everybody gets 2 cards apiece, and there is no card limit. All right. Without further ado, let's go to the board here and let's start this bad boy up. All right, so I'm going to start moving this closer, and as it gets closer, we'll bring the camera in, and then I will explain what goes on each of these particular things, particular chits or infantry and so forth and so on. So one of the things that we're going to be doing here is, since the Germans have initiative, let's go over the turns of play. And sorry for the vertigo. The first thing is to determine initiative. Well, on the first turn, of course, the Germans are having an initiative. Now we're going to draw cards. So, as you can see, the Germans have first turn. And I'm going to shuffle up these cards a bit. There we go. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Nobody said I was good at this. Okay. And these are going to be the first two cards. Now, you do not have to use these cards, of course, right away. But I'm going to show you these cards. So if you can, keep track of them. All right. You're going to be looking at the upper part. Stalin's organ. Artillery attack, target hex with 8 FP. All adjacent hexes with 6 FP. We'll explain that as soon as we can use it. And you can decide to use that on anybody, but you can only do it during the fire and movement phase. The next thing is disrupt target unit. Target unit must be within 4 hexes and have a clear LOS to a city, town, or forest hex. So you can pick a unit and disrupt it, but it has to be near a forest. So I'm going to move these over to the other table here, and since you cannot use them right away, we will put them right here. And then as I'll read the comments, and let me turn back the light switch, which we turned off. There we go. Yeah, that helps a little bit. All right, so we're going to leave that here, and I will leave these out in the open. Now, the board only goes from A to K, so we cannot come up this road as much as I would like to as the Germans, but that's just how it goes. So we did our draw action card phase. Now we're going to do rally phase, okay? But because this is the first turn, there is no rally phase. Now it's fire phase. Well, guess what? There's nobody to fire on, but you could play this artillery strike. Okay? And you can decide where to play it. Well, I wouldn't use it until I got certain things closer. Believe me. The sniper card. Oh, Mark Walker. Now I got all the pressure on me. Let me just say one thing. I'm going to make mistakes here. Okay? We will fix him. We do have probably one of the greatest designers of all time in the live feed here, and that is Mark Walker, one of the designers of this fantastic game, which is just so easy to learn. It's 8 pages long. Now, the one thing I do wonder is, can you bomb them right off the bat, Mark? That would be kind of fun to figure out. All right, so let's bomb the Germans. Listen to the Dutch. All right, let's go back over here. So fire phase, there is no fire here unless we're able to use that card. But in the meantime, we'll just wait to make sure that if we can or can't. I think they actually have to be a little bit closer. Or I think you can use it right off the bat. I mean, that would be a heck of a thing. The artillery target hex has to be in LOS of the units. So they cannot, because they are not in LOS of that. So they are not in the LOS. Perfect. Oh, we need a timeout.
Okay. The pump motor seized up.
Okay.
Parts, everything. It's going to be $400. Might as well just get a new one.
Yeah, we'll get a new one. Okay. There we go. Just what we thought. We lost it. Yes, you can use that artillery. All right, so we do have... But do we have the LOS? Now, you should be able to see from here with this higher elevation. I think if they were here, they would be able to see all the way here. But because they're up, can they see anything here? That is a good question. If the target is in LOS of any German unit, and I don't believe that they're in LOS because this is also an elevation and then it goes down. So I think they would be able to see here. So the minute that they break this plane here, I believe that the infantry would be able to see and take care of that. Yeah, the Queen had to ask, yeah, we have to bomb the dishwasher. The dishwasher blew up. So now that we went through fire phase, we're going to go through Oh, he says no. We do not have any LOS. So we did do it right. All right, so we have these two cards. So now we're going to do movement phase. Now, movement. Let's talk about movement. Must be on the crest line. There we go. So they got to get up there quick because they're going to get banged up. Unless the Germans can get something instead. Now let's take a look. Now this particular unit, I really... I want to show you, and I just want to show you what movement is. Movement right here is right there. Okay. Now, if there was a fire symbol in there on some tanks, you can move and fire. But this is a really unique system in how you're going to go through the fire phase and then the movement phase. So you really have so many things that you have to be creative and you have to be smart and you got to know what you're doing. So I'm going to move this track first. Now, this is rolling hill, so it is not going to affect it. But here is going to be a 2-step penalty. So we're going to move 5 here. So it's going to go 1, 2, 4, and then 5. Okay? Infantry here moves 2. Now, this is going to be better because we're going to get this all close up real quick. 1, and then 2. And the same thing with this. Now, this can go 1, but it costs 2 here, so we cannot go up there. Ouch. 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Now, I've got to be real careful because I know they have that card, but I don't know what I'm going to get on the next turn. Let's see. We have another track here. We're going to go 1, 2, 4, 5. And then on the outside here, remember, we only play up until K here. So now if we were to stay on this road, we would get an extra movement. So it would be 6 movement. But because we have to come off road here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 5. All right. All right, let's go back to our little chart here. And believe me, if I'm messing this up, let me know. So we're going to back to our chart here. Okay, so we did movement phase. Now we have close assault phase. Well, guess what? Nobody's in close assault. Housekeeping phase. Now, normally we would put, and I want to go back here and I want to show you how beautiful this is that we have these, every time I move something, I designate a move marker on there as well. Now, one other thing, we alternate movement, we alternate fire. The thing I did not move, I don't want to move these guys. And I'm going to show you why very, very shortly, because it's going to make sense. Mr. Stark, can you play this one player? Well, we're trying it, but we're going to need your help to play the one player part. So we're not going to want to move these guys, and you'll see why in a minute. Normally, anytime you fire, you have these beautiful markers that you're going to put on, and it's going to designate that you did fire. Okay? Do you need anything else, Queen? No. No, that's okay. If you wait, okay, that's right. You got to feed them anyways. All right, so again, because I know what I'm doing here, I am not going to do that. There is a road bonus. Yeah, there's only if you stay on the road. Now, because I came off the road, I do not get that additional point bonus. I think I'm right there, Mark. If anybody would know, it's you. If you spend your entire movement on the road, you will get 1 extra hex. Exactly. Which I thought I said. Maybe I didn't. All right. So now let's go back. And this is going to go faster once I get through explaining everything. Now, this is really interesting here, this next step. Aid and focus phase. Now, what you're going to be able to do is put aid or focus. Now, focus is going to help you during these focus tokens, which I'm going to show you very, very short. You get to put, each side gets to put 1 token out. And as you can see, there's 2 dice and there's 1 dice. And there's also an aid that has 2 dice and 1 dice. Now, you could do a numerous amount of different things. You could put aid because you think your units are going to get blown up. And you can aid them, and you'll be able to re-roll and hopefully be able to take off any kind of disruption token. Remember, things go into 3 steps. First, you are going to get, if when you get hit the first time, it's going to be disruption. The second time you get hit, and I'm just going to take this particular unit here and show you, you are going to flip it over. The third time you get hit, yeah, goodbye. You are dead and blowed up. And believe me, you blow up really quick. You can take off and roll an extra die to make sure that you get that disruption. Now, also, on the next phase, you can actually turn this over and get 2 dice to help you take off numerous disruption. Focus will help you re-roll. You can re-roll any attack roll. If you didn't like the attack roll, you can re-roll it. And then, of course, you could re-roll it twice. So, with our aid and focused going on here, I am going to put my... Oops. I'm going to put this on here to start. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this guy right here. Because we need to get... Well, you know something? I think he's going to need aid more than he's going to need focus. And by the way, I put the German aid on the wrong aid. So I put both aids on there. Now I'm allowed to put a focus or take this off and put a focus, but I can't put numerous ones on. So just be aware of that. You'll see that as we go. All right. So now let's go to our last phase and explain our last phase, which is advance the turn marker, which we will. So now this is the part where we are going to roll for initiative. So now we're going to go back up and determine initiative. So, with that said, I bring this in a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to start to see things as they go. So now the first thing that we're going to do, red dice for the Red Army, black dice for the Germans. Who's going to get initiative this turn? And the Germans maintain initiative with a 3 and a 1. Now, low rolls are usually great in this game, except when it comes to initiative. 8 is a reroll thing too, but you probably knew that. Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure that... Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I do this right, Mark. And thanks for being here because it's a big help. It's not always easy doing things live here. All right, so turn 2. Now, if the Russians, to remind you, you would do that. But this makes things a little bit interesting now. Now, we're going to draw 2 cards for the Germans. And I'm not going to show you what it is. Very interesting. Okay. But we're also going to see what the Russians got. I don't think there's a card limit, Mark. I didn't read if there was a card limit. Is there a limit to cards? Select and discard a random card from the German's player's hand. Now, you guys can decide to play that. Now, Mark can probably talk you guys into what to use. And that would be interesting. And conduct an airstrike attack. Well, guess what? An airstrike attack is very interesting because an airstrike, well, it doesn't give me the firepower on the airstrike. Ooh, that's interesting. If we conduct an airstrike attack, it does not... terrain does not come into play. So that's an interesting one as well. All right, I'm going to bring these over here a bit. And since Mark is in here, he can talk you guys into what you want to see. No card limit. Wow. That's one thing I was sure. Okay, so we have these. I will try to stack them up a little bit better. But of course, the way we have it. Oh, there we go. I can do that. So... there we go. Remember, you guys pick when to use a card. So we just went through our card phase. And that'll get everything in there. Mark Walker, are you also involved in the new Storming the Gap, says Tim. Oh, by the way, hi, Tim, and Tina, and Helen, and everybody watching. Sorry, I forgot to say hi. So I'm not going to show you my cards because I'm going to keep those to myself. So... we did our draw card phase. Now it's the rally phase. Well, guess what? There's nothing to rally. We do have a fire phase, okay? Now, here's where we get to see some things here, and I want to point these out. Okay, there is a green number under the fire phase here. Okay, so we have 4, which is our number. Oh, hold on. Which is where we start on the firepower chart. Yes, that is where we start on the firepower chart. We have firepower 4, but the green block is where you're going to, well, guess what? You're going to learn that we have, this is where your range is going to be. So if as you have the different colors with different units, they have different ranges. And ranges are going to change things as we progress in firepower. Again, I'm trying to explain the game. But again, let's talk about it. So we're going to start at a firepower here of 4. Now, long range is 5 squares. So let's go back over here. We do have a unit within 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the problem that we have. This is a higher elevation, and they're in the forest, and we cannot see them. If they were on the edge here, we would be able to see them. But because it's a higher elevation, and they were smart enough, we do not have any fire range here. So that is not going to help us. So we do not have LOS. Barry, how are you? Good to see you, by the way. So that doesn't help us any. Now, we do have an interesting situation I want to point out to you guys, that we can perform a sniper attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can play this card. Disrupt target unit. Target must be within 4 hexes of and have a clear LOS to a city, town, or forest. Well, guess what? We do have a clear LOS. But I wonder, can they see them down here? No, I don't believe they can see them down here. That's right, because them being back also prevents them from seeing them. So we do not have a clear LOS. So guess what? Not going to work this turn. So the fire phase is a complete, absolute mess. Now, another thing that we need to know here, okay? Half tracks can unload if they move half the distance rounded down. Our distance is 5 here. Now, as this comes closer, again, I am going to pull this camera in closer so we can get to see this entire battle, how it comes together. So we're going to do all right here. All right, so we have a decision. We can move up 2 and really get nasty here. But if we unload, okay, that unit is going to be considered moved, okay? But here's the thing. These units will get an opportunity fire because they have moved into a hex next to them. They don't have to see them. They don't have to see them, he says. Oh, well, if you guys want to play that sniper attack, we can play that sniper attack right now. And you can play it right on this unit. This unit here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, too far. But you can play that sniper card. It's the target that needs to be a clear LOS to the forest. Ooh. And within 4 hexes. So I would think that you guys would want to disrupt this unit, to be honest with you. So we're going to see what you guys think. I think you're going to want to play this card right away. But do I have anything that I can counter it? See, that's the thing that you don't know what I have here. I do have things that can counter it. Sniper, they all scream. We have a sniper. So we are going to play that sniper card. So here's what this is going to do. Do it, they said. Do it. All right, we're going to play that sniper card. We're going to discard that card off the side. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to disrupt this unit. So here's how disruption works. Okay, we have 2 units here. We have a leg unit and a track unit. Well, the disruption is going to go on 1 unit. Okay, if we had 2 hits on it, it would get 2 disruptions. So we always even things out between the 2 units. So there we go. And that, hey, Game Line, how are you? So disruption, what does that do? It can't move, can't fire. We have to rally that before anything else. So now this reroll really kind of comes into play like I had hoped it would. So there we go. So we were able to do that. Counter the counter. I cannot counter it. I do have to. I wonder. I have to look something up. I don't want to give it away. Well, I can give it away. I can give it away because I can ask Mark while he's here. During the fire phase, airstrike. But what is the airstrike? Firepower. Airstrike uses the appropriate. Oh. Or okay, all right. Of the APF or when attacking, airstrikes attack both units in the hex, even if one is a hard target. Oh, so where would that be on the? So I want to play this, Mark, and I'm going to ask you real quick, and I want to make sure I got this right because, of course, I didn't run into an airstrike before. Conduct an airstrike. If I should be able to conduct an airstrike right here. Now, if I do that, it would go against their defense. So it would be firepower 4, I believe. Yes, it would be firepower 4. And since there would be no steps involved, so let's go over here and let's just talk about that real quick. And I think I have this right, but Mark can make sure that it's true. I can conduct an airstrike on this particular unit. Now, let's take a look here at this chart. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this so we can really... Well, we don't want to go out. We want to come in. All right, there we go. So we can see it a little bit better. We're going to roll a D10. But right now, I believe we would be at firepower 4. This is how many hits that the unit would particularly take. And we would have to split those. It's on the Stuka counter. Okay. Stutka. I will tell you right now what it is. Wow. It's an 8. So it's going to take a firepower 8. Wow. Okay, since it's against infantry, it would be... Yeah, okay, yeah, it would be an 8. So now we're starting at an 8. I want to roll low, okay? Because I would enact 7 hits on there. Firepower for airstrike is on the Stuka counter. Got it. Perfect. All right, so now that's what we're going to do. We are going to initiate an airstrike on this particular unit right here, okay? Now, they have 2 units here, okay? So, and they're in the forest, but that's not going to help them. I don't think the 2 units help them because, yeah, it's a defensive thing. Okay, great. So I think it just is firepower 8. Best of luck to you. But the Germans can't see that hex. Oh, so I can't play that card. That's right. If we can't see the hex, we cannot send our Stuka over there. Okay, at least we know. All right. So that takes care of our fire phase, which I'm sorry, took a little longer. This will go faster now. So now with this particular unit disrupted, I cannot move this unit whatsoever. But I can move everything else. So let's start moving everything else. This is going to cost 2 to come up into this hex. This is going to cost 2 to come up into this hex. We have to be very careful here. We can move 1, 2, 3. Now I can move 2 here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to unload this particular unit. And I'm going to count, as you can see, that is counted as moved. All right. They still can't see them because they're at the elevation, but if they were, but the minute I come up this thing, and if I don't have initiative, that's a big problem for me. You can find this game at Miniature Market, Skinny Jeans, or you can find it with our great friend Mark Walker, Go To Flying Pig game. This is a very easy game. It's 8 pages of rules, and the rest is just all glory. And make sure you get the expansion with it too. German aircraft must not be their specialty. No, not here. Okay, so we moved these guys, and I'm just going to do this to remind myself. We don't move that unit because it's disrupted right now. That has already moved. We're going to come up here. We're going to go 1. Oh, no, I can go here. If I went here, it would be 2 into the forest. Either way, it's going to cost me 2, 3. Boy, or do I want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, and stay right here. I want to try to flank in here. I really do. See, if I get all these guys too close, I'm going to get chewed up pretty easy. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's where I want to stay here. All right, so those are all moved. All right, these guys aren't going to move. We're going to have you guys bring it to us. We're putting it up on Amazon too. Oh, okay. If it's on Amazon, hey, listen, I don't care, Mark, as long as you sell 1 billion of these. That's all I care about. And, our good friend Steven, hey, he doesn't care as long as you sell as well. And that's what it really comes down to. You make great games, sell them, get it done. All right, let's zoom in a little bit more. All right, just give me a second here. All right, now things are coming together here as we're able to concentrate. Now, as I do bigger games, Get It More is another great game. My God, we're going to be covering that. That's another one I'm going to be doing live in all my glory. Greg has done a fantastic job. All right, let's go. All right, so now we're back here. All right, so now we did our move. Okay. Is there any close assault? Well, absolutely not. There is no close assault yet. The Russians are not going to move. Next is our housekeeping phase. This is where you take off all these counters. Okay. So what we're going to do is take off these counters. All right, there we go. Now here's a really interesting thing here. We're coming into our next phase, which is our aid and focus phase. Okay. Now, come up there. There we go. It never goes good when it's live, right? So now we have to make a decision here. And let's go back to our screen here. And I'm sorry for the bouncing back and forth, but I really want you guys to learn this and see this. This is really... You're making a sequel to Get in War? Of course, I've seen that. Oh, man. Wow. I wouldn't move those Russians. Yeah, you don't move those Russians because you're going to see what's going to happen. And like I said, they only have 7 turns to take this hill. And all they have to do is hold. The Russians just have to hold. So they just got to squeeze it tight and survive. Easier said than done. We have this. We can actually turn this over and use the advantage of it. Or we can use our focus and put it on the next unit. Or we can actually move this to another unit. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I think that the Russians would do, is they're going to put their focus here. And there's a reason for that, and you will see shortly. And I think if I play this right, this is a tough call here. Do I want to put this focus out? And where would I put it on? You know what? I'm going to turn this over so I can make sure that I get rid of this disruption. I really want these guys coming up here. I really, really do. And let me tell you something. And I know I keep bouncing back and forth with the chat, but I always do that anyways. What you get in Armageddon War, Get in War, is ridiculous. You think it's expensive, but it is glorious. I've had this game. Go check my video out on Get in War. It was my top game last year. And it plays beautifully, innovative, fun, easy. And let me tell you something. You get a lot of game there. A lot of game. All right. All right. So, with that done, now is the all-important determining initiative. Listen to Kabuki. She digs big, chunky counters. All right. Red is the Red Army and our Germans. Who has initiative in turn 3? Oh, the Germans get initiative. Well, that just got real interesting because it really doesn't... Oof. So we have a couple things. We're going to be pulling cards. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to pull the German cards. Okay. Okay, well that would help anyways. Okay, so I am going to draw your cards. Oh, firepower of 6. Man, you guys can just artillery the heck out of those units crawling up. But you got to have sight to them, and that's the hard thing. All right, so we're going to put that over there. The next card that you guys get. Subtract 1 from the FTR dice roll. Ooh, when you guys fire, you're going to be... The fire result table, you're going to subtract 1 on the die. That's a big card. That's a big, big card. All right, let's move that over here, and let's do that. All right, so now we are going to go into rally phase. All right, so let's go over to the big boy table. We're in rally phase. Now, nobody else has to rally except for our friend here. So we're going to rally, and we're going to roll. We have to roll a 5 or under, okay? Their morale is 5, so we have to roll a 5 or under. And we roll the 5, so the disruption goes. That is a big, big thing. Does not have to use that reroll now. And now business is about to pick up, folks. Business is about to pick up because things are going to get interesting here. Now, you guys can have some cards here that you can play. You can play select and discard a random card from the German player. Now, I have 4 cards here. Do you want to play that? Let's see if you want to play it. And then I'm going to call it 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me know if you want to play it and if you want to discard it. You also have, coming up in our fire phase, you cannot see us to do the artillery attack yet. Airstrike, you can't do the airstrike yet. You got a lot of artillery. So let's see. No, rally bad. Why is the rally bad? We'll find out. The thing is, do you guys want to pull this card? That's an interesting prospect. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Do you want to play that card, or do you want to wait before you make me discard a card? The peek over the ridge for LOS. No, you can't do that. Let's see. Well, so far, I suggest playing Partisans, and he does. And if Mark says it, we're going to play it. But I'm gonna let you guys pick which card you make me get rid of. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Raleigh looked good to me. Sure did to me. Partisans, everybody said. Okay, what number? The first thing with 2, that match 2. Bad for the other side. It sure is. So I'm going to let you guys try to figure it out now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. First number. Or I'll roll. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, skinny jeans. So 4. Oh, +2 movement, points for target unit. I wanted to use that card. Oh, dirty, dirty, dirty. Oh, you guys picked 3, but we picked 4. You ended up getting the card I wanted to use. So, let's see. So, this is going to be good. Well, this card isn't going to do me any good. I was hoping you were going to get the garbage card, but you guys got the good card. All right, so now it comes into, since our fire phase, we can't do anything here yet. It's going to go our movement phase. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. See, either way, I'm in trouble here. I'm going to come in here for 5. So guess what? You guys can conduct an airstrike. And you can play an artillery attack. It's depending on you guys. But I have to finish my movement first. You guys are going to have a couple of tough decisions to make. Because I'm going to move this unit right up into here. Now you're going to get a chance to opportunity fire. I think you would take opportunity fire for sure. But before we do that, I'm going to put a moved counter there. A moved counter here, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. I'm going to disembark right here. And then I'm going to come up here. That's moved. You'll also get an opportunity fire there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And this will move. Well, 1, 2, 3. And then these guys are going to move up 2. These guys are going to move up 2. And we are going to bring this in a little closer. And we're going to zoom in a little bit more. All right. Now it's getting real, folks. All right, let's get these cards over here since we're not going to be moving backwards. All right. So that is the movement phase. They have opportunity fire here. So when this unit came up the hill, they can fire here and try to destroy this unit. Russians do have an AT fire. Yes, they do. And they can armor attack. So they can fire on this particular unit. But they do have artillery fire here. Now, they can declare during the fire phase, the movement phase, we have artillery barrage of firepower 6. Let's see what I got here. I have an artillery and I have an airstrike. Well, I can't use that, but I can use something that I have. You also have one, but this one would be bad. And I'll tell you why. Because this one, if you fired this artillery attack, you can target the hex, but everything around this hex would take a firepower 6. Check your move points. How did I... Oh, I did. By the way, you conduct op fire as the Germans move. Oh, okay. Anyway, gotta go. All right, thanks, Mark. All right, so as this moved up, I don't think I would have. See, if you opportune fire here, that means they fired and we would clear off the hex. So as they moved up, I think I would have done an opportunity fire right here. Now let me show you how devastating this can be. because this unit here is attacking and it's adjacent, so it is the black number there. So you would actually start at 4. Now, because let's go over to the thing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an opportunity fire right here. So there's a couple things that are going to happen. On our opportunity fire, it's +1 for zone of control of movement. Where does that say that? Well, they still would have made it. Zone of control. Nope. I don't see anything for moving into a zone of control. Just making sure I'm doing this right. LOS. No. Flanking, disrupting. Nope. Thank you, Mark. Let me just check something real quick. And make sure that we have that. And then we'll go back over the charts. I want to make sure that we do this right. So it's gray, which would be 8, 16. Opportunity fire would be 4 plus 2 steps to the left. Okay, right, gotcha. Zone of control. No, I got nothing here about zone of control. Are you sure about that, Tim? Do you have this? Zone of control. Any non-disrupted units exert a zone of control of 6 surrounding hexes. 1 additional movement point. Yep, you're right. So, yeah, it would have been 2. Oh, it would have been 3. He couldn't move up into there. And that's an interesting prospect. But this would have been able to. So they would have been able to fire into that. Okay, cool. We got that. Let's see that. That would not be able to move into there. No, you can move into that. So the infantry would never be able to get up that hill. That does not make sense. So that would cost... Oh, wait. That's only 1. Is that 1 more? So it would be 1, 2. Yeah, it would be. I would have to drop them in there. That's a good point. This unit did drop this unit in there. No, they did not. So that would go back. Okay, all right, we got it. So basically, that's where we are right now. So actually, they would have to... Okay, cool. So right here, they can go here and do that. So they would be attacking there with 4. It would be minus 2 steps into an armor, so it would be 0. Okay, so, all right, got it. All right, let me go back here and show you what we did. Show you that we did not mess up that much. You're doing great. All right. So, here's where we're at. So these guys are going to have to move around. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this infantry here. Because we're going to have to move around. And then this infantry, before this unit moved here, I will move that here. And that is how we will do that. So this unit is here, this unit is here, this unit is here, this unit's here, so we're good. I'm going to take these move counters off just so we know what we can see what's going on here. Sorry, my bad. Never easy live. Okay. So we can either attack from here or here with opportune fire because this moved into here. I think personally that when that unit moved into there, this unit would have attacked. So let's go and take a look at how we would do this. Now if you notice, they have it's their defense. Any kind of defense that they're going to put up against armor, it would be -1, but it's -2 steps when they're being shot at, because they can blow up. So that would start at a 0, a black 0. So they're adjacent, so we're fine. And let's go back here. Okay, so we're going to start at a 0. Now, because it has a support unit underneath it, it's going to move 2 steps to the right. Remember, always moving to the right is really good. Okay. Also, there is an adjacent unit to it, so it moves 1 more step, so it's a step 6 right now. So this thing could really take a really hard beating. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to roll 1 d10, and we're going to determine how many hits that unit takes. 7. So on a 7 and an 8, it's going to take 2 hits. Okay. What? Excuse me. Oh, no, 6. I'm sorry. The pencil actually moved. Boy, I tell you, I make these things tough. So it's going to be 2 hits. They're going to get a chance to save on those 2 hits. So they're going to roll for their morale. So 5 or under is going to help them. And a 5 and a 0 always counts as a 0, not as a 10. So they did not get hit on that, which is amazing defense. And they were able to survive that. So amazingly, our friends have survived. So we are going to put a fire counter on here. Not good for the Russians. There's another thing that you guys can do. You can firepower artillery 6. You can play this card during the movement phase. Okay? So I think we're going to play it. We're going to go with the firepower 6. So I'm going to discard that. And you can only play that during the fire and the movement. Subtract 1 from the dice roll. That was not one that I would subtract, because it only would have gave you an additional hit. But this one, I would. Okay? So during the movement phase, I would also play this as well. So now we're going to subtract 1 from the die roll, which is big. So we're going to hit a unit that is in sight, which is this particular unit right here. I think we really want to get this one, because this one is going to be a problem next turn. And you're really going to want to try to get this hit. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I moved that from here. This is aid. So they're fired, and this is aid. So you're going to use an artillery strike, and we're going to go back over to our chart. It's going to be a 6 again. Okay? We're going to roll the dice. And it's going to be a 2 minus 1, which is going to be a 1. So that particular unit is going to take 5 hits. So we're going to have to roll 5 dice. Ouch. This could be devastating for that particular unit. And I will show you what happens once we figure out the hits here. So 5 or under. Do you believe that? They saved on all 5. 1, 0, 0, 1, 4, and 4. All of them were complete misses. Wow. Talk about artillery not coming through. So this particular unit right here, okay, has just survived an unbelievable barrage. And somehow, I don't know how. All right. So they have a focus reroll. Yeah, I don't think that would have helped. They fired. Yep. Now, what I'm going to play is, well, I'm going to play this card because it's intel and it doesn't mean anything. And I am going to, during my movement phase, I can conduct a firepower 8 attack. Okay, I do have line of sight, so I can artillerize this particular unit in the forest here. Now let's take a look at that because there are some changes here. Okay, so let's just bring this down a little bit so you guys can see this. So now this time, I'm going to move these out of the way. It's going to be firepower 8, but because it's artillery, okay, it is going to be one step to the left because they're in a forest. So we are going to be rolling on the 6 chart. Now it's only one step. Normally, if we were just firing, it would be 2 steps. But in the rules, artillery, you only move it 1 step. All right. So now we are going to roll on this chart, and it is an 8, which is going to conduct 2 hits. Now this is going to be interesting right here because what happens here, and let's go back, they are going to get to save, but they have to roll 5s. So they need 5s. Can they roll 5s? Oh, they do. Nothing happens. Nobody can hit anywhere. This is incredible. All right, so the artillery phase has happened. So movement phase is complete. We're going to do some cleanup here, which is close assault. Now, they have not attacked. They can perform a close assault. And I suggest that they do, because I'll tell you why. All right? We would be able to get a close assault on you first, because it's our turn first. Ah, good point. And this would get a close assault as well. So we would attack 8 and 4 is 12 into 16. That would give us not a 1-to-1, but a 1, almost a 1-to-2. So the Germans get to attack first. Do I want to perform a close assault? They can't do anything to me. And I gotta hope I get fire phase next time and see what I can do. Jeez, and I've got that to protect me. Close assault would be 12. 12 against 16. Boy, oh boy. This does not get easy figuring this out. I think close assault, I'm going to go for the 1-to-2 odds and see if I can roll low here. I think that's a 1-to-2 because they have the bigger advantage, but it's not. It's actually 1-to-1 because it does not make it, so it would be 1-to-1. So I'm going to call it a 1-to-1. We are going to attack into here. They have fire. They are defending with 16. So also, does the force come into play for that? Let's take a look on the back of this card. Close assault, forest. Oh, so it would be one. Oh no, it's one additional. It's one additional to us. Ooh, that ain't cool. So we would take one additional hit because of the terrain. Oh, a column shift to the left. Leg, ATF. Well, they're in an ATF, so there would be no shift. Okay, that's even better. Okay, so it's 1-to-1. So let's go back to our chart here. And we are going to roll right here. Let me see if I have anything that will affect this. Nope. So we are going to tack that unit into that unit there. And one other thing is on a hill. That's right, because they're still on a hill. And a hill? Oh, no, that's not even worth doing. Yeah, we're not even going to take that. But I will tell you this. Over here, they are going to attack into here because it is going to be 16 into 4. And it is going to be 16, 4 into 16. Oh, man. That's nasty. It's going to be 4-1. And 4-1 right here. They're in a forest, so it would move over one more, which would be 5-1. Probably not the smartest thing, but what I did happen to attribute here is to get them to fire. So let's see what happens. So 5-1. Let's see what they roll here on the chart. Now they can get damage. On the left side is the damage that they'll take, and on the right side is how many damage the enemy will take. No, it's I think I got that wrong. It's the other way around. All right, here we go. 5. So 5 on 5-1 is the attacker. I mean, the defender is taking 10 hits, and the attacker is taking 1. All right, let's do the attacker. The attacker is going to roll, and they save. So now we're going to have to roll 10 dice, and I don't have 10 dice. Let's see how many hits are taken. I got a feeling this unit is done. So there's 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, and I still have a couple more to roll. 5 hits. Yeah, guess what? That unit is completely obliterated. It is gone. This track is gone. Completely wrecked. So it becomes exactly that. A wreck. Let's see if I have any wreck ones. I must have a wreck. Here we go. A flaming wreck. Rob, looking good. Wish I could watch it all right now. We'll watch it later tonight. All right. Let's see. Swing the comrade. Swing. Yeah, they're holding on for dear life. That's for doggone sure. Okay, so that's going to finish that. That's going to finish our close assault phase. Now we are going to move into housekeeping phase. And that's where we're going to take off all these fired markers. All right. And then we're going to go into focus aid. Well, I'll tell you right now. I am going to put a focus right on this guy right here. Because we are coming and we are going to flank attack. And yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. This here is going to do whatever. We're going to there. Okay, great. Focus for... Well, they have both theirs. I think they're going to turn this one step. I think that's going to help them a lot. So there we go there. Now, we go back and we have to go see who is going to get initiative. We're moving on to turn 4. This has not been very good for the Russians. They have not gotten initiative yet. And if they do, what do they do? Because they've got some tough decisions. And, oh no, the Germans get initiative again in turn 4. Things could turn really bad for our friends here. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw 2 cards. All right, very interesting. Now you guys are going to get cards. You're going to get raise the morale of all Soviet units 1 point for the remainder of the turn. That is huge for you guys. You're going to want to play it this turn. Place a minefield marker within 2 hexes of a non-disrupted Soviet leg unit. Well, that's not going to help you much, but we'll put one out there. So I'm thinking that if you're going to put one out there within a non-disrupted unit, none of your units are disrupted yet. I think, whoops, I think you're going to want to put it here to try to slow these guys down a bit. All right. You're going to want to force them around. All right. So you played that. I would also play this during the rally phase. So now you have a instead of a 4, it's going to be a 5. Okay, that you need. So you are the same as the German units right now. All right. Me, on the other hand, let me see what I have. All right. So I get to go first, which is very interesting. So, rally phase. Do we have anybody to rally? No. We have a dead unit, though. Nothing to rally. Now we move right into fire phase. Well, the first thing I am going to conduct is I'm going to conduct an airstrike. So, firepower 8 onto... we are going to hit you firepower 8 right into this unit right here. I want to hit this unit with an airstrike. So let's go over to our other chart here. Like I said, I'm trying my best to get this right. I think I have it right. It's really an easy game. It's a little harder to play live. Okay, so let's go back to our table here. So firepower 8, okay, on that particular unit. I want to hit that pretty hard. So they're in the force, but an airstrike cannot be modified. So I've got to roll low here. And that's what I need right now. And I've rolled a 6. Okay, and a 6 on 8 is going to be 3 hits into that particular unit. That can help me a lot. That depends if you guys save on that. So let's take a look. So you have 5s. 5s or under. And you save on all 3. Nobody's been able to hit anybody. Unbelievable. So, guess what I'm going to do again? I'm going to get to conduct a second airstrike on that same unit. We are flying all our planes over here. These Stukas got to do something here. And... alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to go after that same unit. Let's take a look at that unit one more time. We're going to try to defend. We're going to try to stop this unit right here. And we're going to hit that one. So let's go back. If only I had those mine earlier. Yep. Yeah, we'll use that serial hero when it's your turn to go, actually. So, firepower 8. We definitely need something here. They need something here. 1. Oh, that could be devastating on a firepower 8. Firepower 8, that's going to be 6 hits. 6 hits on that particular unit. So you have to save 6 times. 5 or under. Can it be done? Wow! Only 1 hit. 1 hit. You got 1 hit, but that 1 hit is going to help enough. Because what's going to happen here is this unit is going to be disrupted. Now, not that unit, but this entire unit. This unit is not disrupted, but this one is. So they will not be able to add fire, move, or anything this particular turn. They on offense, they had focus, but that's not going to help them any. So now, anybody in range can fire. So right here, we are going to have... we're on the edge there, so we can fire uphill. But we're going to fire here. And we're in the green. So it's definitely going to be at a 4. And it is only going to be, it's going to be 1, 2. So it stays short range. It doesn't go normal range. So that's going to start at a 4. Okay. So short range, shift 1 column to the right. So let's go over and let's take a look. So we're starting at a 4. We're going to shift 1 column to the right. We also have someone, we have our guys assisting us in the thing. So that shifts it 2 columns to the left. So we're at a 10. They're in the forest. And the forest is going to shift that back 2 columns. So we're going to end up at a 6 here. So we are going to roll on our chart and see where we end up there. All right, here we go. Well, thank you, Serial Hero. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate that. Here we go. Can this unit survive? 0. Oh! The dice are in our favor now. 6 hits. But hey, they did save 6 hits before. They need 5s or under. 8, 8, 9, and 0, 0, 0. Okay, so here's the way this goes. This is not going to end well. Actually, you guys turned out all right for that, for taking 6 hits. Let's go and see what actually happens here. So, what is going to happen is this unit here is going to become disrupted. Then this unit here is going to flip a step. That'd be 2. And this one goes down a step. So not very good. You're disrupted and banged up. But here's the other thing. This unit has fired and cannot move. It has done its job. I could have re-rolled a focus. No, but that was about as good as I could get. Wow. So this unit is pretty banged up, plain and simple. Now, you guys are going to come back and you are going to do exactly this. Artillery attack, target hex with F. So you're going to target this hex here. I think that's the move. And then anything adjacent. As you can see, you can get here adjacent. Okay? Which makes perfect sense here. So if I were you guys, yes, exactly, that's right. You are going to do this. So they're going to take firepower 6. All right, so let's start here with firepower 8. There's no modifiers because it's not going to matter anything. But firepower 8. And let's go back to our other camera. Hey, Helen, thank you from Russia with Love. Thank you. All right, so now we're at firepower 8. We are going to roll here. And let's see what happens. 3. That's going to be 4 hits. Now, we have 5s. So they need to roll 5s. And, ooh, no. They take 3 hits. Completely devastating. So it's going to go exactly like this. Let's go back to the other. I got to remember to flip, guys. All right. Disrupted. Disrupted. And then the top unit is going to flip and be 1 step. Now, you never get that step back. You can take the disruption away. Okay? You can take the 2 disruptions away. But here's the thing. If it gets hit again, it doesn't come off the board. It gets a disruption, and then the next hit will pull that one off. There you go. Wow. Fired, disrupted, crushed, demoralized. All right, let's see what happens to this unit on 6. We're in turn 4. This is not going well. So we're going to go move our pencil over, and we're going to come up here. I think I'm getting this right. If I'm not, Mark will correct it in the comments. And 2. Oh! So that's going to be 4 hits on a 6. Wow. They need 5s. 5s are under. Oh, 2 hits. 2 hits. So it's going to be disrupted. Tina, thanks for the $2.01. Sending more love than Helen. Thank you. You guys have no idea how much it helps. Oh my goodness. We need some disruption. Oh, there we go. So, disrupted and flips over 1. Oh, we are going to have to rally like there is no tomorrow. Woo! So, that card that you guys played did a fantastic job. Well, you can conduct an airstrike and finish this off possibly. That's a huge move right there because we are still in the fire phase. So I say you guys play it. Conduct an airstrike. So their planes actually will do an 8. So it's a firepower 8 airstrike. Firepower 8 airstrike on that particular unit right there. We're going to roll. There is no modifier. It is a 5. That isn't as good. So there's 3. Now remember, anything takes a hit here. If they do not save on all these, guess what? That unit's gone. And, oh, we do lose. We're going to lose the half track. And the half track is gone. Wow. And that unit's banged up. Oh, no, no. This gets flipped over a step. We still keep the half track. There we go. It was only the one thing that was gone. Wow. That's nasty. That's not good. Disrupted, disrupted, disrupted. Now it's movement time. Wow. Well, can't move, can't move. Can move. This is totally disrupted. Can't do anything. They can actually move right up into here. This unit here is not disrupted or anything, and they can move up into here. This can move too. 1, 2. These guys are going to move. Hmm. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, let me show you what I did. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so business is about to pick up. Business is about to pick up. We're going to just move this over a little bit here, and so we can get the full feel of all this bad tidings that is happening. And I'm going to try to keep this from unfocusing, and that's the most important thing. So we got a lot of things going on here. All right, close assault phase. Oh, boy. Well, because this moved up into here, I can do an opportune fire. But if I fire, that may not be enough. And it would be... An opportune fire would be... That would only be 4. Plus the 1 step. I mean, you got to choose some of the stuff. You got to hope you can disrupt. So I think you have to opportune fire this. I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to create an opportune fire with a move. They're not going to move, but they're going to perform an opportune fire, which means we're going to put a fire here, which means that they are going to start at 4, and because they are attacking, opportune fire in the woods. They are going to get a shift of 2, so that's going to bring them up to an 8. Wow. And everybody else is pretty much disrupted. So, all right. Yeah, I think that's the move. I think that's the move. All right, so let's go to our chart. So we're here at firepower 8. We're going to roll. The Reds are going to roll their die. 3. Oh, that's a big one. At 8, that's going to be 4 hits on that particular unit. They're going to have to save 4 times. Can it be done? I don't think so. 3, 3, 3. Oh, they only take 1. They take a disruption. They take a disruption. That may be enough because that's going to mean that they cannot assault. So that was crucial right there. But they do have that reroll. They do have that reroll, folks. All right, so close assault is done. Now we're going to go to housekeeping phase. That's where we're going to move the fired symbols. Any move symbols? Nothing. All right, great. Now we're going to go to aid and focus. All our aid and focus is out there. I want to leave that there. My focus I can move. And I'm going to move it here. Yeah, I can move it there. That is not going to help me anywhere. No, I'm going to leave my focus here. I got a feeling that we can do this. We can do this. Wow, this is going to get nasty. All right, so without further ado, we took care of that. Now we're going to advance turn marker. We're in turn 5. Okay, so now, here we go. Turn 5. We're going to draw cards. Oh, well, no, first we have to roll initiative. The Russians have not got initiative yet. And no, because that counts as a 10. So, yeah, ow, 2, 10, ouch. So the Germans have initiative again. So we're going to go to our draw cards. And the Germans are going to get the first 2 cards. Okay. Play after. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. And then you guys are going to get the final 2 cards. You can place a minefield. Negate any effects of any single range combat attack against a stationary unit. Okay. Well, I'm going to put these face down because I'm going to mix these up a bit. And then I'm going to shuffle these up. So we're going to create another pile. Hey, Lord Javi, what's up? Soul Razor, how are you? King Fat, good to see you. Everybody, Tim Root, once again, thanks. I hope we are getting this correct. I think we are. I'm going to put this here. So the first card I'm going to play. Place and draw in your hand a random card from the Soviet player. Okay. So I'm going to pick a random card. Now, I don't know. Okay, I got the landmine one. Ugh. Conduct opportunity fire marker status is unchanged. Okay. So you guys have this, which is any Soviet negate the effects of any single range combat attack against a stationary unit or units. Ooh, that is nasty. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. Play after that. I'm going to play something. Let's see. I'm going to play something here. Let's see. Let me see what I want to play here. All right. So it's now the rally phase. So I'm not going to play anything. So we're going to start rallying. The Germans go first, so we are going to attempt to rally right here. We need a 5 or less. 3. They rally. That's huge. Over here. 5 or less. Yes, they rally the first marker. Second marker. They do rally. Oh, this could be the demise. Here. They rally. Yes. The Russians. Do they rally? Now they need 4s. 7. No. Second one. 6. No. Talk about bad rolls. And it's on the wrong thing for them. Oh my goodness. Bad news. Bad news. So, we are going to go into the fire phase here. Let's see what we have here. Do I have anything cool? Oh, I used that card already. I'm going to fire into here. We're going to have the same thing. Oh no, we're down steps. So we start at 2. All right. All right, so let's take a look. Because we're down the steps, we do not go up the steps. They cannot fire, but we can. We can still fire here at short range, which will help us. So that's 4. All right, so we've got a few things going for us that might help us out. We might be able to do this right here. I don't know. We're going to find out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fire into this because we only need to degrade that so much. So because they are down steps, we start our green on the 2. So we're going to start on the 2. So we're going to stay there. They're in the 4s. Let me go to the other. There we go. So we're going to start on the 2. Okay. We're going to go up 2 because we have an assist. And we are going up 1 more because we have an adjacent unit. So we have a unit adjacent to us. So that pushes up 1 more. But they are in the forest. So that's going to push us down 2. 1, 2. So we are at a 4. So now we have to roll low here and see what happens. It's a 4. A 4 is going to give us 3 hits. That might do it if you guys can't save it. You guys have to save on 3 hits. 4 or better, or lower. Oh, you got 2, but you did lose 1. So let's go to our thing here. Okay, and we're going to come over here. They have focus. That's not going to help you any. This was already stepped down, and that was stepped down, so you are going to lose a unit here. Ouch. Now, let's go back. Let's go back. There's a way out of this, isn't there? A unit adjacent to the target. Oh, well, I do have a unit adjacent to the target. 2. Oh, they have a unit too. Oh, perfect. Okay, got it. Now you can play this card and make that all completely go away. So you're going to play that. Okay? A single range combat attack against the stationary unit or units. You're going to play that. So that's going to go away. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, that is not going to go away, my silly friends. Because we have the card Night. That's right. Negates the last USS card played must be played immediately after card is played. They cancel each other out. Ouch. We'll see you, Mark. Thanks for sticking around. But cancels it out. It would have been so good, but the Germans had something hiding and waiting for you. You guys have no more cards. Things can get real bad here in just a second. Now, our next attack. Where are we going to go here? You guys are trying to hold this hill with desperation. We can attack here. You have an adjacent unit. I have an adjacent unit. We have an adjacent unit to you. We could say you're flanked too. Well, this can get pretty ugly. So, yeah, I think we're going to come with 4. All right, yeah. I think there's a lot. We're going to attack this unit here into here. And we're going to try to disrupt them so they can't do anything. And then we can finish up with some parting shots and maybe get lucky. All right, let's go over to our chart. Here we go. Yeah, you're screaming, ja, ja, ja. Nice. So we're going to start at 4. They have support, which is going to give them 2. They have adjacent unit, which is going to give them another 1. They have a unit adjacent to them. That's going to drop it down 1. They're in the forest. That's going to drop it down 2. And basically, that's what we're going to be rolling on chart 4. Now, can we roll low enough and get enough damage? 0. Are you kidding me? That's 5 hits. Can you save 5 hits? 4 or better? 3, 4, 5? I don't know. I don't know. This can be critical here. Oh, I see a lot of big numbers. All right, you got 2 saves, but the rest are all 4. That's right. You guys are at 4. Boy, if we were playing not this particular thing. So this is going to be damaging because we're going to administer 4 hits here. So what's going to happen here is you are going to take 2 disruptions for both units, and then 1 unit is going to degrade. And there we go. And this is going to be impossible for you guys to overcome, I think. Now, these 2 units have fired. But we still have some firing here. We have a 4 into this 1 unit here. They can finish them off. 4. We both have adjacent units. You're in the 4, so we start at a 4. Let's go back here. We're going to bring it back down to 2 because you're in the forest. Everything else will negate itself. And we're going to roll on this chart. All we need is 1 hit. 7. And we did get 1 hit. 1 hit. Can you save on 1 hit? Or that unit's gone. 8. You did not. The unit is gone. Let's go back. Uh-oh. Things are about to get real here. Things are about to get real. All right, so now things are really going to get interesting here. These units here. So we're going to move. This unit is not going to move. It's not going to have... Actually, we'd be able to close assault. Oh, no, they still have 4. Well, that'd be 12 and 8. It'd be 1 to 2. It's worth taking a shot. Plus the forest would give you 1 against an infantry. Well, no, it's not even worth doing. That would cost 3 to get into. We can't do that. So we're going to move 1, 2. They're not going to move. They need to hold this hill. We're going to move 1, 2 here. We're going to move 2 into here. That fired, by the way. That moved. And we still have this. Wow. Oh no, you guys have that. So you guys can re-roll that. That could be huge if you make it that far. So you're going to want to leave that there. And we're going to advance the turn marker. We're up to turn 6. It's about to get real here. It's about to get real. It comes down to initiative now. Initiative is going to be everything here. It really does. Alright, let's see what we can do here. And... Alright. So we're going to roll initiative. Let's see what happens here. And, you guys got initiative, finally. Turn 6. So we're going to draw action cards. I'm going to take the first 2 off. And you're going to select and discard random card from German's hand. And German player must discard all artillery cards in their hand. Wow, those are big. Let me see what I have. You may want to play those. Let's play. Draw. Well, you have to go, so it's up to you guys. So you're going to play this, which is going to discard this, and then you're going to make me randomly discard because you guys get to go first. I have no cards. I would have had the cards that I think I would have finished you guys with. So by playing those 2 cards, you guys completely messed me up. Now it's rally phase, okay? Let's go see what happens here. Let's see. Rallied. Can you rally these guys? Oh boy. It's going to be difficult. Alright, you need 4s. You do get 2 dice here. So you're going to try to rally. So we're going to roll 4. Well, we're going to roll 2 dice. A dice. No, you do not rally. That unit underneath does rally. Alright. You can play this again. You can play this. See if you can rally that disrupt. No, you do not. Second one. No, you do not. It was a 9, unfortunately. So this is gone. So this unit is still disrupted. It cannot move. It cannot fire. These are all gone. I should have cleaned that up during the cleanup phase. I apologize. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so here's how it's going to go. This unit here cannot fire there. This unit here is just going to try to finish this unit. And we're at 4. Alright. We have an adjacent unit. You do not have an adjacent unit. Let's go. Let's see if this unit... You cannot fire because you're disrupted. But my unit can go now. And I think this might do it, hopefully, for the German player. But boy, was it close. So, we start at 4. We have an assist from a unit, which is 2. But you are in the forest, which is 1. We have an adjacent unit, which is going to give us 1, which is going to put us on the 6 chart. Yep. All right, let's see what happens. Because I cannot do that, but I can go. Yeah, okay, there we go. So, let's see what happens here. This could be the whole ball of wax. 6. That's 3. Can you save on 3 dice. Oh, you save enough, though. Oh, you guys are just clinging to life. So you're going to get disrupted. So let's go back. So this unit gets a disruption marker. All right. This is fired. This could 1, 2, 3. We can fire into there at 4. Range. Okay. So we would start there at 4. So we're going to try to fire with our half track. Whole bunch of machine guns. So let's see what happens here. This is going to be close. We're going to start at 4. We have an adjacent unit which will give us 1. You have force, which is going to give you 2 defense. And that's where we're going to roll. Let's see what happens. 5. 5 is 2 hits. That might be enough. If you guys can save. 4s are better. Oh, you save! Oh, they fired. We can fire here. Uphill. It's going to be a bit. We're going to fire uphill. We're going to start at 4. But I want to check uphill. Firing. Leg. That's going to be, okay, that's going to be 2. If indirect artillery, leg shifts 1 column versus 2 columns. If direct fire. Indirect fire. No, it's direct fire. So it's going to be 1 column because of the forced. And then 1 column because of the hill. So we're going to shift 2 columns. Plus they're in the forest. It's worth a shot. I'll tell you why. Because all you need is 1 hit to mess somebody up here. So we would start on 4. So hill -1. Forest -2. We have an adjacent one. Oh, that could help us. So we can fire right here at 0. And maybe somehow get out of this if we get something low. But it's going to be a real tough shot. 1. That's going to do 2 hits. That could really do some damage there. We just have enough to slow you down long enough. That's what it is. So that's going to be 2 hits with a 1. Can you save? A 9 and a 6. No, you do not save. Let's go back. You saved nothing. This drops down a step. That's 1. This unit is eliminated. That's 2. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And this had fired. Close combat. We don't have anybody in close combat. This unit cannot fire through a unit and through the forest. That would be impossible. Nobody has LOS there. So there you go. All right. Let's go to our cleanup here. So we're right here. We just finished our well, we can now go into movement phase. Well, I can move this guy up. And that'll help. And move this up too. Hold on. Let's go back and take a look at this. Maybe we can finish it off. It's possible. We moved into the force, which would cost us 2 right there. movement. 1, 2. 1, 2. I mean, we can call flanking too, for crying out loud. These cannot move. They moved. All right, this one moved. If you move, oh no, that would be 3. He cannot move into there. He cannot move in there. No, that would not be good. But we can do, we can move that one there, so that would be 2, and that would go 1, 3, 4 into there. There we go. That we can do. Now, we can go close assault. We should be able to do close assault. All right, so movement. He has a disruption. Can't do anything. Now we're in close assault. Hopefully we can finish this off right here and do this before we have to sweat out the last phase. Close assault. We have 4, 6. To there, 4. So that is 1 to 1 because it's not more than 2 to 1. So we are going to roll on the close assault chart 1 to 1. No, I would say it's 2 to 1. But because of the forest, it would move over in close assault. No, we're both in the forest. So it would be 2 to 1. Because it's 12 to... Oh, what am I talking about? It's 6 to 4. I'd say it's 1 to 1. Let's call it 1 to 1. That's the way I would do it. All right, let's see how this ends up. This could end up very interesting. All right, we're going to roll on our chart. Now, both units get hits. This is where it gets kind of interesting here. Okay, so the Germans are going to perform a close assault. 2. And 2 is going to be 4 hits for each. All right, first thing to do, it doesn't even matter, but let's see if they can save. If they can save on all 4. All right, Russians, let's see what you got. No, it was not enough. 2 steps, and that is enough for a narrow victory. Wow. Boom, kaboom. Whew. Well, there you go. Very easy game. It's tough to do, a little tough to do live. I'll get better with the war games as we do live things. And I think you'll see a better flow with it. The thing that happened here and why it took so long is I tried to explain things as they went so you guys understood how easy this game is and how great this game is. And plus we had the motor blow on our dishwasher, so we got to go buy a new dishwasher. So forgive me for that interruption. But the Queen needed a decision, and I said to the dishwasher, we just go buy a new one. That's how we roll. Why not throw out more money? We've spent so much money out here. Throw some money in a dishwasher. So much fun playing, you guys. So much having a great time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I made it enjoyable. I hope it was good enough. It was the first time we did a war game. There were some things that I even saw that I can improve on. Hey, we got 3 more war games coming up. We're going to be doing Heroes of Normandy. We're going to be doing Warfighter Pacific. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I want to thank Mark Walker for sticking in and helping us out. It really helped a lot, especially when you're a little nervous about doing a game right off the bat. And here comes, the designer and brain trust and you got to show that you know what you're doing. This is a beautiful game. I really suggest getting this and the expansion Tracks in the Mud. Matter of fact, I can show it right off to you. Comes with another board, more pieces, and you're going to want to get this as well. Check Mark, check Miniature Market, check, like you said, Amazon. If they don't have it there, make sure that you get it. Hey, also, here it is. I mean, if you want a good starting the stupid microphone. If you want a good, easy war game to work your way into it and find the beauty of wargaming, this is the way you start, folks. Okay? All right? And I want to show you Armageddon War. We're going to be doing that in the future. I've got so many things that we have to cover between dungeon crawls and painting videos and everything else that we try to do on this channel. Listen, I had a lot of fun. Again, sorry for the couple of hiccups here and there, but I think you get what we're trying, the beauty of this game and how it flows. And wait till we bring the tanks in. We're going to do this again, and you move the tanks in. We're going to have a great time. Live is fun, and I'll clean it up, and I'll make sure I'm a little more proficient. Like I said, first live war game. We've been promising it for months. We finally got the first one done. We've got a couple more that we're going to be doing, and I think you're going to absolutely love. We have Dan Verzen, who is if you saw the video earlier, we're going to be doing his game. We're going to do more Mark Walker games. We're going to do GMT games. We're going to do everything. We're going to do all the things that you guys love to see, and paint things and war games and fantasy. We all live in a wonderful time when we can play with so much beautiful cardboard and plastic. It's great to share it all with you, and I had a wonderful time. Thanks for sharing, Rob. This looks easy enough even for me, says Serial Heroes, and I think you'll really enjoy it, because as we add more tanks and the boards get bigger, that's the more fun. The more fun, especially if you have somebody to play with. I have you guys, and we had a great time. All right, until next time, it is your old pal Rob, and I will see you soon. Look for this. I think I'm going to put this up on BGG too. I think you're really going to want to see this again.